Johnston's Maytag Benton Silvac has a new location, now at 1423 Military Road next to the new post office in Benton. But we've still got the best appliances, parts, and service you've known for over 20 years. We sell, repair, and service all makes and models. Check out our gas grill selection, sewing machines, televisions, vacuum cleaners, and much, much more.
If we don't have it, you probably don't need it.
Now at 1423 Military next to the new post office in Benton.
Location, location, location. These are three of the most important words in real estate, and Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is one of the most experienced real estate agencies in Saline County. Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is part of a nationwide network of real estate firms that have combined resources to give you the advantage of our local expertise, plus the benefit of our nationally recognized and respected name. So remember, when it comes to real estate, come to Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden.
The holiday season is here again, so let Croft Jewelers offer you something your loved one will never forget. Jewelry with a unique design. Jewelry custom made to fit your desires. Plus a lifetime guarantee on all diamond jewelry at Croft's. All this plus a price you cannot afford to miss.
Hi, I'm David Croft. At Croft Jewelers, we emphasize quality, service, and selection, and we guarantee it.
Croft Jewelers, Little Rock, North Little Rock, and now in Benton to better serve you.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil.
I wonder what would happen on our mattress.
John, we don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
Individual pocketed coil springs to reduce movement and help give you undisturbed.
We don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
How much less movement will you feel on a Simmons
John,
Beauty
we don't.
Only Simmons has the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Katie?
Save up to 50% on Simmons Beauty Rest, all sizes on sale. Ferguson's in Benton next to Walmart.
BTS, it's back to school. At Benton and Bryant Karate for Kids Family Center, it's back to fun. Karate is great for kids. Build self-esteem and confidence. Learn self-defense and more at Karate for Kids. BTS. Want to do this? We'll show you how. Get started today with our back-to-school special, just $19.95. BTS, it's back to school. Benton and Bryant's Karate for Kids. Balloonatics in Benton is the largest balloon and gift store in Arkansas. You'll find more than 700 different balloons for all occasions, but that's only the start. Balloonatics also has candy bouquets, custom-made gift baskets, hundreds of soft, cuddly stuffed animals, a big selection of over-the-hill gag gifts and party supplies. Balloonatics is your Thai Beanie Babies official club headquarters. We do custom decorating for any event, and we deliver from Glen Rose to Little Rock. So what are you waiting for? Join the fun with Pat Gibson and her friendly, courteous staff at Balloonatics.
The Bryant Hornets are 4-0 and ranked 10th in the state. And tonight, they take on the 6th-ranked Pine Bluff Zebras. Should be a packed house. The Hornets are 4-0 for just the third time in the last 30 years. There has been no Bryant Hornet team go 5-0. Jim, can they do it tonight?
They're going to do it tonight. I want to tell you, I brought my deer hunting hat. Bow season opened up, and I don't come out of the deer woods to watch a team lose. The Hornets are going to win tonight, and I want to tell you why. They're going to play tough, they're going to play smart, and they're going to control their turnovers. If they have more than 2 turnovers, I don't think they can pull it off. But tonight's the night. The streak's got to end sometime. Why not tonight? They're going to play well.
Pine Bluff has never lost to a Bryant team, and we'll see what happens tonight. That's Jim Legrone. I'm Rob Patrick. We've got the action for you coming up.
Halfback Derek Nelson, who will captain for the Zebras. They come to the middle of the field for the coin toss, and we should be ready for action here just before too long. And I still don't see the Hornets coming out of the dressing room as of yet. But we do have the captains at the midfield ready for the toss of the coin. Jim, why don't you go over your keys once again for this ball game?
Well, I think the keys tonight of the Hornets are quite simple. They cannot have turnovers. If they have more than 2 turnovers, I don't think they can win the football game. They've got to be able to contain the Pine Bluff extra team, their special team efforts. We can't have punt run backs and kickoff run backs for touchdown and expect to stay in the football game. And really, I think that's just about it. I think they're going to be able to play them even up, except for those factors. If they control those turnovers and no big plays against them, Bryant should win this football game. And it still wouldn't surprise me to come down to a field goal at the end.
I'll tell you, the Hornets have won the toss. They will defer. So they'll be on defense first. I tell you that the only people, the Hornets as a team want to win this game as badly as anybody.
Absolutely.
This town, the people in these stands really want it as well.
Well, they heard about these signs saying stomp your feet, and these stands are still only 2 years old. I'm kind of nervous about that.
Here, and they head out onto the field. The Hornets in their blue jerseys, white pants with blue and red trim. The Zebras in white with red helmets, red stripes on their shoulder pads, and red numbers. And they will send deep to start this game.
Rob, I got to give an apology real quickly before they kick off to Coach Beeson. I thought he looked a lot like Coach Cowley there with that cap on, and I don't know which one of them I insulted.
James Iverson, who ran back that kickoff last week, he's back deep, along with Mark Bradley. And the kick is deep down the middle of the field, and at the goal line, this is the return of Andreas Williams. He's up across the 20 and runs into some interference, and he'll be tackled at around the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. Pretty good coverage by the Hornets on a long, deep kick by Josh Ault.
There are some that believe that number 30 there for the Pine Bluff Zebra team is just about the best athlete that they have, Andreas Williams. Not only did a running back, but he looked like he was running trying to feel his way there. But he was right on the goal line, Rob. I was hoping he could step in, you know.
Yeah,
I'm so scared of that extra team play, but they were ready. Now the first test for the Hornet defense tonight.
1st and 10 at the 23 for the Zebras. The quarterback starting is Mark Bradley. They're in the I formation, wideouts either side. Bradley usually plays wide receiver. Handoff to the tailback, and he's going to be muscled out of bounds after a gain of maybe a yard or two as the Hornets gang tackle. Hang up on a surprise starter there. That is Donatello Smith starting at halfback, and
he wasn't able to get out. Of course, man, wait a minute. Great seeing all those blue shirts about football. You want them rolling to it.
No gain, actually, is what he didn't get anything on that.
Frank Broyles used to say you need 11 wild men to play defense.
Smith is the tailback. They pitch it to him, and we got flagged.
Going to have 5 yards back on the offense. Some type of procedure, Rob.
Actually, they subbed in Jonathan Goins as the tailback there. The fullback is Derek Nelson. They have been called for procedure, and they'll mark them 5 yards back.
The only other thing the Hornets could do to script this any better would be to get a turnover right now. They've stopped them on the first play. If they get a penalty, move 5 yards back.
Bradley under center. Pitches it to Goins. Power sweep. Breaks the tackle, but he's under pressure. Down Aaron Mills. He breaks Aaron Mills' tackle, but a loss. Goins could not escape. He got past one, but the Hornets were there in numbers and bring him down back at the 15-yard line.
Right, when you have 2 defenders and you only have 1 blocker going against you, the defense should win. But already in days gone by, he would have been able to cut back on the field like he did, and he would have made 120 yards. This Hornet team is better. They're quicker, and they ran the football well.
They certainly are fired up. 3rd and 18 at the 15 for Pine Bluff. Could see the first pass here. Bradley back to pass, looking deep down the left side. He's got a man. It's almost intercepted, in and out of the hands of Jesse Jones, and incomplete. And Pine Bluff will be in a punting situation.
They're not intimidated, and 3 and out. That's what you want to see them do. And we were watching the punters before the kickoff tonight, and I don't know if they weren't trying to kick it very far or not, but their punting game seemed to be a little suspect. But that was just warming up. Let's see what he does in the real action.
Really, Bradley threw into coverage there. Bradley is their punter, so you know that there's always a danger with him back there, but I don't think this is a situation where we'll see anything. Hornets are lined up as if to block it. They get a good rush, but Bradley gets the kick away. It's high and short. Matt Brown makes a fair catch at the Pine Bluff 43, and the Hornets have great field position to start their first possession.
Now, Rob, when you get the ball like this and all the momentum's your way and you get your first drive on their side of the 50, you need to score. You need to put it in there and let that Pine Bluff team know that they've got a game to play tonight.
1st and 10 for the Hornets at the Pine Bluff 43. 10:55 left in the first quarter. We're just underway. Pine Bluff with a frustrating for them offensive series on their first series. They went backwards, started at the 23, ended up hunting from their own 15. Derek McCoy, the quarterback. Aaron Mills is in the backfield at fullback with Matt White. And Patrick Defoe is in at tight end. A running formation and now a penalty flag. We've got somebody lined up offside, one side or the other. Jonathan Jameson's split out wide to the right. Matt Brown split to the left, and the Hornets are going to be 5 yards closer because it was Pine Bluff that was offside.
That's a rule that it's still hard for folks to get used to because you watch it on the NFL every Sunday, and you know, the defense can get back, but you can't do that at high school level. If you cross that line, it's a penalty.
1st and 5 at the 38-yard line. Hornets go into a huddle.
They've been in it twice, Rob. There must be a habit forming here.
Matt Brown never came into it, a wide receiver. Again, shifting to the left side is the tight end, Patrick Defoe. They hand off to Matt White over the left side, and he's tackled for a loss back at the 40-yard line. Knifing in to make that tackle was Elvis Kendall.
Elvis came in, just shot through that gap and made a great tackle. There wasn't anywhere to go.
Loss of 2. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 at the 40-yard line for the Hornets.
Now this is what we're used to seeing, where they're just spreading the field out, used a little bit of clock, call their play at the line. I bet Pine Bluff hadn't seen this year.
Mears still is the fullback. McCoy with a short drop, looks to throw, passes a little bit too high. Matt Brown got a hand on it. Could not haul it in. It's going to be incomplete and a 3rd down coming up.
Rob, this Zebra defense has the appearance that it's going to give you some short, quick passes. And I would look for some eventually during this ballgame to pop across the middle. And you just never know. When you get across the middle with a head of steam, you can run a long way.
Tight coverage on the wide receiver,
kind of
Matt Brown right now. He's split to the left. Jonathan Jameson split to the right. Again, Mears in the backfield. McCoy with a short drop, does the out. And it's through the hands of Jonathan Jameson. Again, a little high, but Jonathan got both hands on it. Well, catchable ball.
I think he's going to do well. You know, Rob, he's pumped too, and those balls will eventually, if he keeps throwing it, he's going to bring the ball down, and those will be caught because both the receivers were open.
So we're playing a field position game at this point. Josh Alt.
You don't think he'll fake this, do you?
It could happen. It could happen. They only need 7 yards. They're on the Pine Bluff side of the field. But in big games like this, at this point, a lot of coaches like to play that field position game.
And pin them down inside the 10.
Matt White is in the ball game as the up back. But the snap comes back to Alt. It's short, but he fields it and punts it towards the sideline and out of bounds. I think we had
we're going to have an interference on a receiver, Rob.
Looks like we had clipping, but it's not a flag. It's a beanbag to mark where it went out of bounds. And it'll be Pine Bluff's ball at the 13-yard line. So, again, the Hornets have them pinned deep.
Boy, it's a beanbag, but it sure looked yellow when he first threw it, didn't it? By the way, the Pine Bluff offense gained a -3 yards their first offensive set, and the Hornets gained a -2 their first offensive set. At this rate, there won't be a lot of scoring, Rob, but it'll change. It'll change.
Defensive battle so far. We're just underway. 10 minutes left in the first quarter. No score. Pine Bluff with their second possession here at Bryant Stadium. Rob Patrick with you, Jim Legrone, and Brent Jackson alongside. Happy to be bringing it to you. Bradley hands off to the fullback.
Nowhere to go there.
Runs into a wall as the Hornets stack him up and push him back. Maybe got a yard. See who he ran into first there.
He ran into a bunch of them.
Still on the ground there. It may have been, it was either one of the tackles there, Reynolds or Defoe.
There were 7 or 8 blue shirts around the football, though, after that initial hit.
A yard pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9 at the 14.
Kind of get the feeling that the Zebras are probing to see how the Hornet defense is going to stack up against them tonight. Kind of trying to find something that's going to work.
Bradley pulls him out of the huddle. Behind him, he has Nelson at fullback. Now they go back to the wishbone. They got Goins in the lineup. But Bradley's back to pass. Looking deep, trying to go deep. Bombeck has the coverage and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Andreas Williams. He had a step on Bombeck, but the pass was underthrown. He tried to come back and catch it, kind of a basket catch. I don't know if Josh had enough, he got a hand up. I don't know if he got a piece of it or not.
Josh really had better position than he thought he did. He didn't turn back and look for the ball soon enough. Otherwise, he would have, he might have been able to pick that thing off if he'd seen it for just 2 or 3 more steps.
It's a bit of a floater.
It was. You know, Andreas Williams is a good-looking athlete, isn't he?
He is.
Long strides. Of course, he's just a junior starter.
Split out right is Derek Surratt. They go to the wishbone to the fullback. Not going anywhere. Head-on collision between Nelson and Philip Quinn, and Jake Muir were there, and it's going to be another punting situation for Pine Bluff as he only got out to the 16-yard line. 2-yard pickup for Nelson, and it's 4th and 7 for Pine Bluff at their own 16-yard line.
Rob, at this stage, a defensive ball game is going to just magnify any kind of turnover or any kind of mistake that you make.
Bradley back inside his own 5 to punt this one.
Matt Brown, the lone setback for Bryant. Good snap, good rush, but he gets it away. And again, it's a short kick. Takes a Bryant bounce at the 42 and comes back and is down at about the 42-yard line, maybe the 43. And the Hornets will again have good field position to work with.
That was just a 26-yard punt. We were talking about that before the game. The punting game just looked a little bit suspect. Look how hurried they are to try to get into defense or trying to get ready. The refs really are stopping the play right now. They're slowing it down.
Bringing in a new football. Hornets come out and line up in their double wideouts either side. Luke Brown in the ball game for the first time at running back. They've got the double wideouts on the far side. It's Wallace and Farmer. On the near side, it's Brown and White. McCoy under center. Takes a short drop, fake pump fake, and throws deep. Brown trips and falls, and the ball falls incomplete. Kind of got tangled up there with the defender, Michael Williams, and the ball fell harmlessly incomplete.
Rob, I couldn't tell. Was the football tipped on that pass? It was sure wobbling, and it hadn't been wobbling out of McCoy's hand very often.
Got some good pressure there, and his arm may have been hit. Again, the double wideouts, no huddle. Luke Brown, the lone setback. McCoy under center. Now steps back, looks to the sideline for a play call. The Hornets coaches in the press box look at the defense, call down to the sideline with a play, and they call it at the line of scrimmage. Again, McCoy back, and he drops the football. The ball is loose, and it's going to be picked up by Pine Bluff. He was back to, he got some rush from the far side, and he never saw it, Jim.
He never saw it, and so he's drawing his arm back to throw the pass, and then there's that fumble. The Hornets can have one of these, maybe two, but they're not going to be able to stay in the ball game if they keep turning it over.
The ball was kicked and booted all the way back to the Bryant 45, so good field position for Pine Bluff, and now a real test for the Bryant defense, which has so far been very good.
I'm going to put Brent on this next play. I was watching the Pine Bluff players after the Hornet coaches would call the play. I'll finish it after this play.
Again, the fullback, and he's ahead to about the 42-yard line. Nelson off the left side of the center.
After the Hornet coaches were calling the plays, then the Pine Bluff players were making signals through their defense. And I want to have Brent kind of watch that and see if they're calling the same time our Hornet coaches are calling.
Perhaps showing them one defense and then switching to another.
Switching at the other. That's right, after the play's been called.
2nd and 7 at the 42 for Pine Bluff. 7:52 in the first quarter. No score. The Zebras with the football in Bryant territory. Bradley with a short drop, looks to pass, and the ball is intercepted by Bobby Royal at the 30-yard line. What a catch, Riley was able to his arm under the football. Tremendous catch as he dug on the ground. The pass was about 6 yards short, but that's a great turn right back around. Well, this is going to be a football game tonight, sir. I'm afraid we're going to be here a while. This is going to be tense. The defenses have had their way so far. The ball is marked at the 31, so Bryant answers a turnover with a turnover, and the defense comes up big. And the Hornets have the football once again in their own 31-yard line. 7:41 left to play in the first quarter. Now Michael McClellan checks into the offensive lineup. He'll check in for Roberts at the right guard position.
Rob, the Hornets need to make a first down. You realize neither team has made a first down yet?
Not yet. Derek McCoy with double backs. Wideouts to either side. Hands off to Matt White over the right side, and he is buried as he gets to the line of scrimmage.
That's that Pine Bluff defense. The running defense wants to turn you inside. And, man, when you get turned inside, you got a lot of traffic.
No gain on the play. And the Hornets had their big guys in there on the line. And with Aaron Mears in the backfield, the lead block. They still could not. It looked like a lot of backside pursuit from Pine Bluff. Very quick. McCoy with a delayed handoff this time, and again, Matt White only able to get back to the line of scrimmage. The Hornets offensive line, as good as it is, unable to hold the block.
Not able to make that hole that the runner's got to have. We know the Hornet backs can get through, but they hadn't any place to go yet. Even try to pick up a long game.
Wideouts to either side. Mears and White behind Derek McCoy, who looks to the sideline for the play call. Jameson split out left. Matt Brown to the right. Tight coverage on Brown. Now they switch. They have a tight end in there. We have to call a timeout. Defoe had switched sides as a tight end. And now with 6:37 left, they'll talk it over on a 3rd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Rick Lafferty and Diana McEwen of Liberty Real Estate, by the Rick Stevens Insurance Agency, by Shane Broadway, by the Learning Center, by your hometown newspaper, the Bryant Times, by the Bryant Booster Club, by Pepsi, and of course by Phillips Valley Duke Real Estate. Once again, a big thank you to 93.3 FM CD Country for Central Arkansas. Brent's very quick on the staff, so Hornets have a 0 zippo as far as their offensive production so far tonight, and Pine Bluff has lost 9 yards. Other way around, excuse me, Bryant is 9 down. Thank you, Brent, and Pine Bluff's at 0.
The Hornets, we call it 3rd and 9.
Okay.
They did pick up about a half a yard on that last run. We'll call it 3rd and 9. Again, McCoy with a tight end to the right side. He switches to the left. Now in motion is Jonathan Jameson. McCoy rolls out to his left, under pressure from the right side again. Gets the pass away, but it's high as he was hit just as he let go of it by the linebacker coming from the far side. Pine Bluff bringing a lot of rushers on the pass. They're trying to get to McCoy, and they did there. Marcus Neal laid him out after he got rid of the pass, and the ball flew high, and it's going to be another punting situation for the Hornets.
And I'll tell you again, Rod, they're going to have to find a way to either roll him out or give him more protection. Derek's got to have time for the football.
That time,
this kind of pounding is not going to, he won't be able to stay in the game.
They were able to come from the backside, even though they rolled to the left. They came from the other side, got good nice punt by All, fielded by Iverson at the 26. He reverses field to the left, and he's across the 40, the 45, and he runs into trouble there, and it's going to be down to the 47, but a fine return by Iverson.
Well, broke a good tackle and just looked good. You know, we were talking to some folks that said Pine Bluff was not as quick as all that kind of stuff. Well, man, they look traditionally Pine Bluff to me tonight.
They certainly do.
They're fast, they're quick.
21-yard return there. Impressive run. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line for Pine Bluff. And the field position has shifted. The advantage is shifted back to Pine Bluff. Again, Mark Bradley has gone all the way at quarterback. He's got an I formation behind him, a man in the slot. Hand off to the tailback. He runs into trouble. Maybe gets a yard over to the 49. That was Goins on the carry. Again, the defense steps up.
But they haven't, Zubers haven't been able to break the line of scrimmage yet without some kind of contact. And so whatever is going on, these defensive coaches on both sides of the ball have done well, haven't they?
They have it there ready.
And we got extra cheerleaders tonight, Rob. There's about 19,000 of them.
We got the junior high cheerleaders involved.
They're everywhere.
Pine Bluff's offensive line hadn't been holding many blocks tonight either. There's a struggle,
fumble,
and Bradley tries to option it, and it's played well. He gets across midfield to the Bryant 49, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Boy, the wishbone is such a beautiful offense for a rushing offense to be able to run to that side, make a pitch. But if you take out the pitch man, the quarterback has nowhere to go, or you can just tee off on it.
Everybody was covered on that one. The Hornets did a great job with that particular option left.
They've been putting the 3rd down and long all night long when they've reached 3rd down.
3rd and 7 at the Bryant 49. Pine Bluff with the football. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We've got no score. It's going to have been a defensive affair so far. Bradley with a couple wideouts to either side. He drops the pass. Look, he's going deep. The ball is overthrown and incomplete. But again, Bobby Wynn there on the coverage as he tried to get it to Williams. But it was too high for either of them to get to. And we'll see what Pine Bluff does this time with a 4th down in Bryant Church.
Rob, I really think they need to punt the ball, and the way they've been punting 20 or 30 yards would be a great kick. It's quite obvious to see the most popular pass receiver is at number 30, Mr. Williams. It was kind of a crossing pattern where the wide receiver took off across the middle to try to mix up the defense, but the pass wouldn't have been caught anyway.
Bradley is at his own 38, ready to punt it. He gets it away, and it's a high wobbler. Matt Brown looks at it, gets away from it as it hits inside the 20, and it's down at about the 11-yard line. So the Hornets will be a long way from pay dirt as Bradley boots him back to their own 11.
Robin, and until the Hornets can find that one play or something that's going to start working, these are really going to work for us. Some kind of quick hitter across the middle, perhaps. Of course, the other linebacker stayed home. Pine Bluff's a well-coached football team. You don't win 56 out of 62 conference games if you're not.
Hornets go with a Matt White in the backfield. They've got a slot man and Farmer. double wideouts to the right, the wide side of the field, and then Matt Brown is split out to the left. Boy under center. Quick handoff at the middle to Matt White, and it's a 4 or 5 yard pickup. The first time they really broke the line of scrimmage and got some positive yardage.
Well, Rod, they were able to do that time because the defense for the Zebras, they put everybody on the line except for one middle linebacker. And if they do that and you could pop that hole, you're going to be all the way into the secondary before you know it.
Within 4 to the 15, it's the 2nd and 6. They do have a hole right up the middle if they can.
It's the same. They're in the same defense again. Just make some good blocks and run up the middle. They got it.
Boy, looking to throw, goes down the middle.
Juices start flowing. Ended up 43 yards.
First and 10 at the 42 of Pine Bluff,
which is a first down by either team.
Oh, the ball game. 4:09 left in the first quarter, and finally somebody gets it.
What are they doing at the football out here? And they're staying. The Zebras are staying in that defense.
Boy, under center, gives up the middle. It's Matt White. He breaks it.
Second first down, and we have equipment problem or something. The officials have stopped the game. Romney, if they'll back up and put their 2 linebackers and their two other backers standing on either end, that was the one that was giving the Hornets problem. But man, right now they have found something that's working, and now we get to what you were talking about before the game started. It is the red zone time. You're inside the 20. You need to come away with points.
Safety Andreas Williams has to come out of the ball game because they have to call a timeout to fix his equipment. So they've got a second-string safety in there. Hornets with a 1st and 10 at the Pine Bluff 19. The first offensive surge by either team. They've got double wideouts now to either side. Matt White, the lone setback. Before the throw down the middle.
As your number 1 Saline County real estate office. Whether you're buying or selling, Phillips County Duke has the experience you desire and the proven success you deserve. You give them a call at 315-5000. That's 315-5000.
Well, if I can mispronounce your names all night long, it'd be fine if it turns out that way.
So that was a full play drive, by the way, for 89 yards. I wouldn't have thought that could have happened. We saw that last week.
The big plays.
Some big plays here. Josh Farmer's clutch reception. Derek now is 2 out of 6 for a touchdown and 62 yards. And just a couple plays ago, he was zipped for 4.
Josh Alt with the kickoff, and he will boom it away. Going to come down in right out the 1 yard line. Again, he's got a hole across the 30 or out to the 30-yard line. They took Iverson in the deep spot after they had Williams back there to start the game. Iverson switched to the middle position, and he got it at the 1 and brought it back out to the 30. They had a bit of a hole there for a moment.
Well, they did. It closed quickly. It's getting kind of scary on those kickoffs in front, so the wall really is building for the return. That was a big series, I think, for the defense. Now they get to respond to the scoring. And this is where a defensive side of Bryant side of the ball, you want to shut him down.
Bradley with a pitch to Goins around the right side. He's got some block and runs into a lot of Hornets. And now he's down for no goal. He tried to reverse his field and ran right into Jesse Jones, who brought him down maybe a yard on the play. He had a 5-yard gain and then tried to reverse fields. And what are they doing? They're giving him great
Pretty good stride, but the first 2 hits that he had were into his own men. So the Hornets are doing something on this defense that's confusing them. But if he'd went on down, it'd been one of the best games that they had. Pine Bluff Zebras, the number 2 team in the state, 4 team in the state, I forget. 6, excuse me. They've not had a first down yet, and they believe this is their 4th possession.
That was as big a gain as they've had, the 2 yards. A pitch to Goins around left side, and he loses Rollins over Hornets. But there again, up strong from the corner. Bombbeck. There's Defoe getting off the bottom of the pile, and Neal and McClellan as they gain tackle, and it's going to go a no gain for Goins on the pitch sweep.
If the defense outnumbers the blockers, you know the defense is going to win every time. Hey, I don't know if the Zebras realize that the Hornets believe they can win this football game.
Chance Kings comes back out of the lineup. He was in the ball game for that one. A sophomore linebacker. Rose back in for the linebacker spot. Strong side. And it's a 3rd and 9. 3rd and 8. Bradley back to pass again. The throw to the sideline is blocked. And incomplete. They were short of a first down, but the pass was on the mark. One of the better passes that Bradley's thrown, but that couldn't hold on.
It was the best pass he's thrown tonight. Now, if he'd been able to turn and go upfield,
They're at the 2-yard line. So the Hornets with a touchdown, a defensive stand, and they've got the ball back with 2:09 left in the first quarter, and a 7-0 lead.
One of the coaches probably going to talk to him about catching those punts over your shoulder. By the way, Pine Bluff's longest game from scrimmage so far tonight has been 3 yards. Incredible stop of a potent zebra attack.
Hornets, we'll see how the Pine Bluff defense lines up this time. This time they've got double linebackers.
Yeah, they got the 2 back. They've come out the same way they started the football game.
Trips right for the Hornets. The back to pass. He's looked to that side, and he got Wallace with a completion on a short out pattern, and he pushed out of bounds after a pickup out to the 36-yard line. So give him 4 on the reception.
And we watched Wallace just a little bit last year, and you could tell he just has that look of a receiver. And I tell you, every game he's just getting better. Hands are good.
Nice hands. He caught that one with his hands and pulled it in nicely.
Hornets no quick passes, Rob. Quick passes.
Trips right. Brown, the lone wide receiver to the left, and they run the fade to him. He's got the receiver beat. And all that Michael Williams could do was push him down, and Brown really caught it anyway.
Once again, it was one of those, he was trying to make a
Did he
great
pull that in?
I couldn't see.
He was on his back, and the ball came down, and he caught it at the 45 of Pine Bluff, Brent says, and I was kind of screaming by the coaches and the bench, but boy, that's a heck of a catch, and they'll probably take that reception, I would think.
Well, they should take the reception, but they're going to have to talk about it. Rob, this one of those plays for the defender, and he didn't turn around and look at the ball in time, and so there's just too much contact.
They're going to mark off the penalty from the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're going to have to say he didn't catch the ball there.
Yeah, must not have, but they were marking it like he had. It's a 15-yard penalty. And a first down for the Hornets, as the fans like to make a point of, and we're in Pine Bluff territory at the 49. 1:58 left in the first quarter.
Bryant's not playing like an underdog yet tonight, are they, Rob?
I would say not. They certainly had that play could have gone big had they not interfered. A double wideouts either side. McCoy calling the play at the line of scrimmage. The lone setback is Matt White, and they hand it to him up the middle, and he's picked up 2 or 3 up to about the 47-yard line before he ran into big defensive lineman Jeffrey McClinton.
Rob, if he'd just been able to break that one tackle, he'd have reeled off 5 or 6 more. When there's only one linebacker, they seem to be able to get that yardage up there. And they have one of them moving around kind of like a rover from a linebacker position.
The slant pass to O'Connor, who was uncovered, and he's going to go. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, 5, and pull out of bounds, and about the 2, maybe the 1-yard line. Then left Josh Farmer, no one there, and the Hornets picked it up, and McCoy whipped it out to him, and Farmer was off to the races, and only the safety was able to bring him down at the 1.
We hope for the best.
I think he probably did get his bell rung a little bit there, and he's a little
woozy as he walked. Take us in the end zone, Rob.
Hornets with Aaron Mears in the backfield. Patrick Defoe at a tight end, and now we've got a flag. Somebody lined up offside.
Oh, boy, what a killer penalty this could be. I think it's Hornet players are pointing at the Zebras. The ref called it almost immediately on this sideline.
I think one of the defensive backs came up too close on coverage against one of the wideouts, and it'll be moved half the distance to the goal line, so first and goal for one now. A 1-yard penalty against Pine Bluff.
Rob, that's kind of a concentration penalty if it was on the defensive back. If that changes the call, that does nothing except inch him a little bit closer.
Again, they send Jonathan Jameson out wide right, Matt Brown wide left, and it's Matt White in the backfield with Aaron Mears.
Great time for a sneak.
And it is a sneak. The corner's in for a touchdown. And the Brown Hornets out to their lead with 1:21 left in the first quarter.
Rob, the reason I'm saying great time for a sneak, you can see the Packers getting ready to tee off on the handoff, and Derek got in before they could get up there because they didn't come up close enough to the line. And so it was a great call by coaching staff.
Nick Carter sets his tee, and the Hornets line up in the swinging gate and then move in position. Farmer did a good job on the hold last time. Gets a good snap this time, and up and through. Nick Howard is good, and with 1:21 left in the first quarter, our score, the Bryant Hornets 14, the Pine Bluff Zebras nothing.
Phillips Mighty Duke Real Estate is your real estate connection for Bryant and all of Saline County. We have over 30 licensed professionals just to serve you. Arkansas Business Weekly recognized them as one of the top 15 firms in Arkansas, placing them as the #1 Saline County real estate office. After the game, take a look at our listings on the internet. You'll find us at phillipsmountyduke.com. We've got the site for community, school, and real estate information. That's phillipsmountyduke.com. Rob, can you believe this kind of score so far?
Well, it's early, but it's
absolutely early.
Sure is nice. 14-0. I'd have to go back and look on the annals here when we get a break at halftime and look and see how many points Bryant has scored against Pine Bluff teams. And there haven't been too many games that they've scored more than 14 points against them.
Rob, so far we're having a little technical difficulty, so we're going to try to stay aware of that. Offense for the Hornets so far has been for 132 yards. Pine Bluff offense at the end of the first quarter has only been for 8. The short kickoff, that's dangerous.
They fumble. Mark Bradley picks it up. He was the deep man at the 2. He's got across the 15, the 20, and he's brought down short of the 25. Out of the 22 as Bobby Wynn gets down on the coverage. Always does a fine job on kick coverage. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for McClellan right there, using their quarterback to return kicks.
1st 10 for Pine Bluff, by the way. You're thinking about 3 weeks ahead there, McClellan, Rob.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't want anybody just tuning in to get confused, you know.
Thank you. 18-yard return for the Zebras, Mark Bradley. And with 1:15 left in the first quarter, Pine Bluff will have it 1st and 10 at their own 21, and their offense has been sputtering. And they've got the Thomas in at quarterback, and he hands off, gets a good gain. That's probably their longest run from scrimmage, no doubt. Running around the left end is Donatello Smith, and he gets out to the 28-yard line.
Just about doubled their offensive output.
7-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3. Thomas started the season at quarterback. He's the junior. With him in there, they are able to put Bradley at a wide receiver and actually move him around in all sorts of places, and he's a dangerous athlete. Thomas hands off to the tailback again. This is Smith, and he's got the first Pine Bluff first down as he gets out to about the 35-yard line. So already a change in the feel of the Pine Bluff offense, and of course a little more production.
Tell you what, Rob, you're calling it right. The change in the field, their ears are back right now. They're wanting to get control of the football game. They're kind of stunned being down by 2 touchdowns. But the tailback is able to duck inside, and that's throwing the Hornet defenders in. And then he's quick enough to make it outside, and that's why he's able to make these first downs.
And they were running both of those plays to the short side of the field.
Absolutely, you're right.
Again, the I formation behind Melvin Thomas, hand off to the tailback. Oh, breaks the tackle in the backfield, runs into some interference, and he's going to get nothing as the Hornets with great pursuit. That time he tried to bounce it outside on that left on the short side of the field and ran into a lot of trouble. Patrick Defoe and Michael Michael McClellan was there. Where's my McClellan?
I was saying, I was saying OB because he got hit in the backfield, and then he was able to squirt free.
You don't, the Hornets have been there in numbers tonight, so that when they've broken tackles, they've not been able to keep things going, and now we have another penalty flag as Pine Bluff comes to the line of scrimmage. And we'll see who's offside this time. Looks like the Zebras are heading backwards. They've had a little trouble with that. They put Smith out wide to the wide side of the field that time. It looked like they're in a throwing mode on that one. 5-yard penalty, offsides for Pine Bluff. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15 back at the 30-yard line. Again, the I formation. Melvin Thomas into the backfield. Goins dots the I behind Nelson. And he's back to pass. Thomas looks downfield. He's looking deep, and he overthrows Mark Bradley. Incomplete. Bradley pretty well covered there by Josh Bombeck, but really no way for anybody to get a piece of that one. They're too strong on the throw by Melvin Thomas, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 15 at the 30-yard line. The Hornets with 6.8 seconds left in the first quarter, and of course stoppage of the clock by that incompletion. So if Pine Bluff unable to convert here, Hornets will have in punting situation to start the second quarter. Again, Thomas the quarterback, straight drop back, blitz, tries to throw deep, and it's almost intercepted. Bradley again on the trying to go down the field, but he was well covered, and Jesse Jones was the only one that got a hand on that, and Thomas looks a little rusty. He hasn't played the last couple of weeks. And, I'll tell you, the pass could have been picked up very easily, and boy, they would have really got this crowd rolling, you know. As it is, the Hornets again with a stop, and Pine Bluff will be punting again from their own 30-yard line. They picked up their first down, but no more. And they'll be in a punting situation, trailing 14-0 on the last play of the first quarter. We've got 3 seconds left. High snap. Hornets put the pressure on, but Bradley gets the kick away. Matt Brown catches it at the 34 on a fair catch. And that's where the Hornets will start the second quarter, leading the Pine Bluff Zebras 14-0.
Balloonatics in Benton is the largest balloon and gift store in Arkansas. You'll find more than 700 different balloons for all occasions, but that's only the start. Balloonatics also has candy bouquets, custom-made gift baskets, hundreds of soft, cuddly stuffed animals, a big selection of over-the-hill gag gifts and party supplies. Balloonatics is your Thai Beanie Babies official club headquarters. We do custom decorating for any event, and we deliver from Glen Rose to Little Rock. So what are you waiting for? Join the fun with Pat Gibson and her friendly, courteous staff at Balloonatics.
BTS, it's back to school.
At Benton Bryant Karate for Kids Family Center, it's back to fun. Karate is great for kids. Build self-esteem and confidence. Learn self-defense and more at Karate for Kids.
BTS.
Want to do this? We'll show you how. Get started today with our back-to-school special, just $19.95.
BTS, it's back to school.
Benton and Bryant's Karate for Kids.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil.
I wonder what would happen on our mattress.
John, we don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
Individual pocketed coil springs to reduce movement and help give you undisturbed.
We don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
How much less movement will you feel on a Simmons
John,
Beauty
we don't.
Only Simmons has the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Katie?
Whoa!
Save up to 50% on Simmons Beauty Rest, all sizes on sale. Ferguson's in Benton next to Walmart.
Location, location, location. These are 3 of the most important words in real estate, and Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is one of the most experienced real estate agencies in Saline County. Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is part of a nationwide network of real estate firms that have combined resources to give you the advantage of our local expertise, plus the benefit of our nationally recognized and respected name. So remember, when it comes to real estate, come to Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden.
Johnston's Maytag Benton Silvac has a new location, now at 1423 Military Road next to the new post office in Benton. But we've still got the best appliances, parts, and service you've known for over 20 years. We sell, repair, and service all makes and models. Check out our gas grill selection, sewing machines, televisions, vacuum cleaners, and much, much more.
If we don't have it, you probably don't need it.
Now at 1423 Military next to the new post office in Benton.
Sometimes tension in a relationship is good, especially if it's the new tension set mounting developed exclusively in Arkansas by Croft Custom Jewelers. For all your gift ideas and special occasions, come by Croft Custom Jewelers and experience jewelry with passion. Croft Custom Jewelers has a great selection of platinum, 18-karat gold, diamonds, 14-karat slide bracelets, and other fine jewelry at affordable prices. Croft Custom Jewelers, jewelry with passion.
Rob, I wouldn't even have scripted this for a first half, but the offense for the Hornets have rushed for 21, passed for 111 for 132 yards, 5 first downs. Pine Bluff has rushed for 22 and 1 first down. The Hornets have had a turnover. The Zebras have had a turnover, and so they finished the first quarter, and the Hornets are up
14-0. Derek McCoy, the quarterback for the Hornets, sets the offense. He's got 3 wide receivers to the left. The lone wide receiver to the right is Matt Brown, and that's who he's looking for. And it's caught him midfield strike and across the 35 down to the 40-yard line. Nice little pass pattern there. He headed into the middle of the field just before McCoy threw the pass.
But it's the same principle that we've seen tonight. Instead of a quick hitter, he waited about 2 more counts, and it gave him time to go across the middle, now 15 yards down the field. And the Zebras are going to have to figure out how to defend that, or the Hornets are going to throw it on them all night.
27 yards on the play, 1st and 10 at the 39 of Pine Bluff for Bryant.
You can see Bryant's confidence growing too, Rob.
Matt White in motion. McCoy with a quarterback draw, runs into a blocker, now loses the football, but the Hornets get back on it. Who was it that got where he fell back on it?
No, Derek fell back on it.
Was it Derek? Okay. So it's going to end up being a loss of 1 on the net of that play. He had only picked up a couple of yards before he lost control.
Well, Rob, he hit so much interference in there, and they held him up, and they were just able to bust it free.
But he was quick to get back on it, so avoids the turnover, and the Hornets will face a 2nd and 11 at the Pine Bluff 40. No harm done.
Once again, that slant's going to be open if he throws to this side.
Got trips to the left, tight coverage across there for Pine Bluff, and Matt Brown to the right, and Pine Bluff jumps off sides. A linebacker was coming on the blitz, and he jumped across, and it's going to give the Hornets 5 more yards, and that's been a problem for Pine Bluff tonight.
Well, that would line up. He was jumping over. 6 penalties so far tonight. Unbelievable. I think the Zebras are finding out that they're in for a ball game tonight.
A little anxious. He'll be just inside the 35 at the 34. So we'll say that was a no gain on that fumble play, the way they're marking it. It's inside the 35 at the 34, 2nd and 5.
I tell you what, I do the same play to Matt Brown across the middle.
McCoy steps back away from center, gets a call from the sideline, signaled in. He'll call it out to his teammates. He's got trips left. Matt Brown, the lone wide receiver to the right. Now in motion to the right is Farmer. Looks to throw. He's throwing the fade to Wallace, and it's overthrown and out of bounds, incomplete.
A little overthrown, but also a little bit behind him. It was going to be a hard pass to catch and stay in bounds. Right now the Zebra defense is trying to shift around just before McCoy calls the play. And so there's a lot of coaching going on both sides of the ball right now.
Derek missed his first 4 passes, but I think that's the first incompletion he's had since then.
I think he made the next 4 in a row. 5 out of 10 now.
Sends White in motion to the right side. They come on the blitz, a shovel pass to Farmer, and they get the ball through there, but on the spot to make the tackle was Jeffrey McClinton, and it's going to be no gain. The ball will be at the 35. Actually, just lost a yard on that.
McClinton was right where he was supposed to be, and he stayed home. Rob, I don't look for any kind of fake punt here, do you?
No, I think they'll pin him back deep if they can. 10:33 left. McCoy is on the field,
but he was warming up. I was going to tell you, he was warming up as a punter. We know he punted last year.
I think this may be a fake.
I think it might be a little pooch kick.
That's what Pine Bluff is expecting now, as they've got everybody covered.
Well, Derek was practicing.
It's a fake. He throws. Matt White makes the catch at the 35, and Pine Bluff was there to make the tackle. So it'll be turned over on downs. Picked up a yard on it.
I was going to say, I watched Derek warm up before the ball game. He was warming up punting. So it would have been a good time for him to pooch one down there. But, man, Pine Bluff doesn't know what's going to happen if they fake the punts now.
Well, they were in kind of no man's land at the 34. No gain on that play.
It's hard to kick it without it going in the end zone, and so many things can happen.
35-yard line, Pine Bluff with the football with just 1 first down. With 10:10 left in the second quarter, they trail 14-0. Melvin Thomas is in the ball.
Got room.
Got room to run. That is the tailback coming up, Smith. and he gets out to around the 43, still short of a first down.
Rob, the end and the linebacker both got pinned on the inside, and so the Zebra was able to make some yardage there. They're going to continue to pound this corner, and Pine Bluff's tradition is to break a long one.
He's going to get 7 yards on that out to the 42. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 at the 42 for the Zebras. Trailing 14-0. They go to the I formation once again. The man in the slot is Smith. Goins is in at tailback. They give it to him off tackle. Tries to break it outside, and he's going to be stopped short of first down. The ball loose. We'll see who got it. It is the Bryant football at the head of the Pine Bluff 41. Who got that football?
I couldn't tell. They're coming up right now.
I think it was Sean Reynolds who came up with it.
It looks like it. What a break.
So the Hornets defense has stopped them again and come up with the second turnover tonight. And they'll have good field position at the 42.
Rob, the Zebras just can't seem to get into any kind of offensive flow. They can't get to it. I don't think they can get 3 good solid plays at once.
They've had trouble putting anything consistent together. Only 1 first down so far. 9:54 left in the first half. Bryant with a 14-0 lead. And McCoy goes to the air. He's under pressure, and he's sandwiched and just lucky to throw that ball back in before he let go of it. And he's brought down for a loss back to the 46.
He actually brought the ball down on the backside of a linebacker, and so he's very fortunate they didn't see what was going on as well. Rob, he was trying to make a quick pass, but what a blitz it was. They were in the backfield before he was, just about.
They were going deep. They were going to try and really capitalize on the turnover, but he was unable to hold on. Here goes McCoy rolling right. He's got a man. It's Jamison, caught it at the 30 and out of bounds. Right on target as Jonathan Jamison made the out. Had a step on the defender and caught it for a first down at the 30-yard line. They pick up all of that. They lost in a yard plus. So,
and they keep the football, and McCoy threw that with great confidence, but he was on the road to his right, which is great for a right-handed thrower. And he was able to get out of the pressure and take his time, and he made a great throw.
First and 10 at the 30. 16-yard pickup to Jamison. And the Hornets are back at the line of scrimmage. They've got double wideouts either side. Now Farmer comes over to the slot on the right. Jamison and Wallace are out to the right side. And Matt Brown, the lone wide receiver, to the left. Matt White in the backfield with McCoy in the shotgun. Quick handoff to White. He's got yardage up to about the 25-yard line for a pickup of 5.
It's always good to get that positive yardage, isn't it, Rob? I tell you, he looked like he could break more from our vantage point here. If he could just get it past that last one, he'd been off to the races again.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 5 at the 25 as the Hornets get a little out of that running game, just enough to keep the Pine Bluff honest. The way they're blitzing, you've got to do something to keep them that way.
And if you keep blitzing and they keep those kind of runs, they're going to pop one eventually.
McCoy in the shotgun once again. A direct snap to White this time. And he's able to pick up 2 or 3 yards as they pinched in the middle and kind of piled things up for him. And the surge got him a couple of yards. So the offensive line, let's give them credit. We were kind of giving them a hard time earlier for not being able to hold their blocks, but those guys have stepped it up now. Once again, that's Hudman, Workman, Gould at center, Roberts, and Gann.
Rob, I think it's a big play for this ball game. This 3rd down, it's still 3 or 4 yards. They really need to pick this up to maintain their dominance in the game so far.
At the 23. Trips right. Brown left. And he's going to throw to Brown. He's got a step and a touch. He's got the first down and more inside the 10 to down to about the 6-yard line. They ran the slant and they had close, tight coverage on Matt Brown. He was able to get the inside position, and McCoy zipped it in there.
First 3rd down conversion, as Brent's so quickly telling me. But also, Rob, you know, if that ball had led him just a little bit, I think he'd have scored. He had to wait on it just a little.
Just a tad.
What a great play. Now they're back in the red zone. They're 2 for 2 so far.
17-yard pickup to the 6. It's 1st and goal at the 6 for the Hornets. They already lead this game 14-0. Trying to add to that. Handoff inside. Matt White breaks a tackle. Gets to the end zone. He's in for a touchdown. Matt White on a 6-yard touchdown run, and the Hornets make it 20.
Well, if this score goes around the state for these people call it in, everybody's going to think we got it backwards. You know? What a score. Who would have played so far? The Hornets are up 20-0. 7:35 left in the first half still. And what it also is, it's not a game filled with mistakes as far as the Zebras are concerned. They're not turning over that many times. They have 2. Hornets have won, so it's a big ball game.
The Hornets whipped the passing game. And here is Harbert. Harbert's on to kick the extra point. Farmer with the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 7:35 left in the first half, our score increases to Bryant 21, Pine Bluff nothing.
Phillips Smiley Duke Real Estate is your real estate connection for Bryant and all of Saline County. They have over 30 licensed professionals to serve you. Arkansas Business Weekly recognized Phillips Smiley Duke as one of the top 15 firms in Arkansas, placing them as the #1 Saline County real estate office. Bryant football is your team choice. Let Phillips Smiley Duke Real Estate be your realtor choice. Watch for our tour of homes on Falcon Cable, Comcast, and Pax TV, and give us a call at 315-5000. Rob, that was a 6-play scoring drive of 42 yards, and the Hornets are playing like they're supposed to win the football game.
Well, 21-0 on Pine Bluff. I don't think we've ever seen that before out of a Bryant team.
Bryant team, no, and by the way, the game's still a long way from over. To pitch a shutout against the Zebras would be something, but you know, it's their special team play that causes me more concern, really, than the offense right now.
Alt will kick it. He's put it deep each time.
He's put it to one side or the other, I think, and try to pinch the ball on the sideline.
Iverson is the setback in the middle. This one's long and deep again, but it's lower, and it's caught at the 3. Iverson up over the 15, the 20, 25. He's got room after the 30, the 35. He's slowed up, but then he breaks the tackle, and he's out to close to midfield before he's pulled out of bounds. Let's see where they're going to mark it. James Iverson, a sophomore, who has some speed.
Boy, does he ever.
He got around that outside, and he's out to the 46. Looks like they got him out of bounds at the Pine Bluff 46.
Well, that's just what we were talking about. They're just great with that speed. They drew the defense in, the Hornets in to the middle, and he popped it outside, and man, what a run.
1st and 10, Pine Bluff at their own 46-yard line. They trail it 21-0. Their passing game so far has been suspect. Melvin Thomas has come in at quarterback, and he's going to throw right off. He's looking for Bradley on the out, and he overthrows too wide. And you can kind of tell that Melvin Thomas hadn't played in a while. He's been high and wide and a little off target with his passes. If he did have an open receiver that time.
That's right. He was open. It wouldn't have been a first down, but it would have been a good game. But it would have been a bigger confidence builder. The Pine Bluff Zebras have not found something that's working yet, and they really need to get something clicking if you're on from their side of the football field.
Bradley is generally considered their game-breaking player. He's been at wide receiver since starting at quarterback. He's out of the ball game now. They've got Williams wide right, Surratt to the left, and Thomas is back to throw again, looking down the right side.
Intercepted by Joe. That's Jake Moore at the 39-yard line. He's into Pine Bluff territory, and the Hornets have the ball in scoring position again. Big break in the ball game, Rob. Newell was there. He just threw it straight to him. Probably scared Jake more than anything else, you know. But he caught it and made a good run back, and I know he's one happy camper, and I know his mom is right now.
The ball is marked at the 28-yard line of Pine Bluff as Newell returned it 21 yards, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Hornets, who already lead this game 21-0. But with 7:11 to go in the second quarter, they've got a chance to add to that. And you can probably never have enough.
You're never going to have enough. That's right. You got to get all you can.
Wallace and Jamison split wide to the right. Brown and Farmer to the left. Lone setback is White. McCoy looks to throw. He's
wide open.
Jamison wide open and just unable to catch it a little long. Just inside the 10-yard line, but man, he was open. Where was the defense?
Rob, it scared me to death. I'm sorry I said that before you did. He was just so open, I couldn't believe it. What a play you'd like to have back again. He'd have scored with time to spare. Oh, what a play. Defense just lined up. They caught him. He lined up close to the sideline over here, a little wider than they have all night. And, man, there was nobody out there.
Correction, the ball is at the 30. It was I originally had it at the 28, but they marked it. It was at the 30. McCoy to throw again, looks, throws. He's got a man. It's Farmer down the sideline and out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Did he get a first down? No, Rob. He didn't realize where he was at.
Nice touch by McCoy. He pump faked and out and up for Farmer. And if he hadn't been so close to the sideline, he'd have scored because he was all alone when he stepped out of bounds. They're marking it right at just inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Rob, you're calling it well. Out and up was right, but what he did was fake the slant, I think. And the Zebra defense bid on that, and that left Farmer all by himself. Uh-oh.
Now we got question mark. Oh,
he's going to run that play. Sideline. I hope not.
Every time we see him run over here, we think about that play last week against Sheridan. He's back to throw again. He's got it up for grabs, and the ball is in and out of the hands. Actually, Jamison did a good job of defense there because the ball was coming down to Pine Bluff's defender, Rico Akins, at the goal line. And Jamison ran into him. The ball fell incomplete. So it's going to
17 for 186 yards and one touchdown. And I think he's probably looking at number 2 coming up pretty soon.
That was after an 0 for 4 start. So he has been red hot since that little struggle early. Hornets back at the line of scrimmage, trips right, and McCoy back to pass. He's looking deep down the left side, and it's a touchdown for Matt Brown. I tell you, Matt got away with one there.
He did. He looked like he pushed off the defender there, but he was stopping for the ball.
15-yard touchdown pass nonetheless. 6:44 left in the half, and the Hornets, the Bryant Hornets are up on the Pine Bluff Zebras 27-0 with an extra point due from Nick Harbert, who's been perfect so far tonight.
Rob, we were talking about Derek's first few passes, early in the ball game. I think he just need to get his arm really limbered up to the game, and boy, he's been on the money ever since then.
And showing some touch.
That's right.
He was thrown up there, and Matt Brown adjusted to it. Harbert's kick is good, and with 6:44 left in the half, our score, Bryant 28, Pine Bluff nothing.
This breaking action gives us a chance to remind you of the good folks who bring you the Hornet broadcast.
Alt with the kickoff.
That was a 4-play drive, by the way, for covered 30 yards after the turnover. Jake Newell's interception. We don't want to forget that.
Alt this is his 5th kickoff, Jim.
It is, and I want him to get it out of bounds. I'm getting a little nervous watching his kick return.
He boots it long. Going to be caught at about the 5. This is Bradley up to the right side. He's across the 20, 25-30, 35-40, 45, midfield, and he's brought down at the Bryant 44-yard line. Man, oh man. You're right. Their best offense is their special team.
Absolutely. That's what McClellan saw last week. That's what beat him. But, boy, he got his legs going. Nobody touched him till across midfield. And I don't know how long his legs are, but it only took 2 strides to go 5 yards. Good night. What a run he made.
51-yard return for Pine Bluff's Mark Bradley, and you can see he's the game breaker. They've been rotating their deep receivers. They've had different guys back there. Andreas Williams, Bradley. They've had Iverson back there. Bradley brings out the best one so far. 1st and 10 at the Bryant 44 for Pine Bluff, and Bradley's back at quarterback. He's going to try and throw it. He looking down the middle and sends it. Jason Rose, the sideboys, up to midfield. And hang on to the ball, Jason. Down at the 44-yard line. 2 offensive plays in a row. Pine Bluff has thrown interceptions. That one was tipped.
Rob, I don't know what else you can say. The ball seems to be going the Hornets' way, and they sure seem several years when they didn't do that. But that's the old tip drill. They practice every summer, and they practice every fall. The ball's up there, and they're trying to catch it. I thought there was a flag on the field there just for a second. There was a lot of contact, though, around the football.
It's at the 45 of Pine Bluff, and once again, with 6:21 left in the first half, the Hornets have a chance to add to their lead as they start a drive in Pine Bluff territory after a turnover. That is, that's 2 plays in a row. Pine Bluff's thrown interceptions, and 3 possessions in a row that they turned it over.
Yeah, 4 turnovers so far in the game.
McCoy down the middle. He's got Brown and complete inside the 30 as the Hornets now are just picking apart this Pine Bluff secondary.
I want to tell you what, when he's going well, you can complete passes like that. He went through all the Zebras and able to find the blue shirt.
16 yards and a first down.
Rob, what a contrast in sidelines right now. The Hornets can do no wrong, and the Zebras can do no right at this point in the ball game. But they are champions. This game is not over.
That's for sure. The Hornets' system of calling plays looked like it was they were having a little trouble figuring out what to call against Pine Bluff the first series or
first
2.
Couple of series, and then, boy, they hit something.
All of a sudden, they figured it out.
Well, when the Zebras changed their defense, they really got going on that first drive.
It's a reverse to to Brown. He's going to throw down the middle. Open is Farmer. And then intercepted by Andreas Williams. The safety came over and caught it out of nowhere at about the 6-yard line, and he returns it out to about the 30-yard line, and Pine Bluff gets a turnover and will go the other way.
Tell you what, it might have been a Gabe Sabing turnover for the Zebras. Williams is such a wonderful athlete. He was just playing center field. He saw the ball and just kind of floated to it.
So with 5:43 left in the half, Pine Bluff makes a break. And they'll have the football at their own 29-yard line, or 28-yard line, 1st and 10, after the interception by Williams, avoiding what could have been a killer touchdown. The Hornets Farmer looked open there on that play. It could have been a 35-0 game real quickly there. Pine Bluff with a reprieve. Bradley back to pass, looks to the left side. He's got a man almost. Oh, he throws intercepted. 3 plays in a row. Bomb back down the left, right sideline. He's going to score. A quick pass, and he returns it for a touchdown.
Should have been a penalty call, but there's not going to be in the end zone. Rob stands going crazy. What a play. He just tipped it 3 times and pulled it in.
What a play by Josh Bombeck on the interception. It is a Bryant kind of night.
Boy, what kind of night have you got here? I tell you, the next time I predict a close game, why don't you just knock me around, okay?
Where did he pick that off, Brent? Did you catch
right
it?
About midfield.
Where? 41-yard return? Oh, my.
Unbelievable.
Touchdown, Bryant, with 5:31 left in the half. They've increased their lead to 34-0 over Pine Bluff, and Nick Harbert's in position to kick an extra point. 3 plays in a row, 3 interceptions. Pine Bluff coming apart at the seams here, and Bryant making the plays.
Zebras are not used to this kind of score, especially against the Hornets.
Well, they've
never seen that.
I don't know how many times they've even been behind to Bryant. Low snap, but the Farmer again does a great job of getting it on the tee for Harbert, who boots it through. And with 5:31 left to play at the first half, our score, the Bryant Hornets 35, the Pine Bluff 0, the Pine Bluff Zebras 0. Let me say it again now.
Yes.
Bryant 35, Pine Bluff 0.
Phillips Mountie Duke Real Estate is your real estate connection for Bryant and all of Saline County. They have over 30 licensed professionals to serve you. Arkansas Business Weekly recognized Phillips Mountie Duke as one of the top 15 firms in Arkansas, placing them as the #1 Saline County real estate office. After the game, take a look for our listings on the internet. You'll find us at phillipsmountyduke.com. We've got the site for community, school, and real estate information. That's phillipsmountyduke.com. Rob, I tell you, nobody thought this was going to happen. Now, let's get control on these special teams. Rob, I'm telling you, onside kick wouldn't be bad. 45-yard more officially.
All right, 45-yard interception return by Josh Bombeck. I was just, I didn't even say his name right.
Rob, I was just fixing to say, what Pine Bluff needs to do is to go back and do what they do well. They've got to get some offensive flow back into their game.
And it is onside, and they're going to get it. It's picked up by Bombeck at the 30 and run down to the 35-yard line. Mercy sakes alive. Ooh, there are going to be some unhappy Zebras after that.
Well, that's making people mad, but you know, I don't think it's so much to get offensive possession of the ball as it was to avoid those big run backs. And I think that's the only reason they were doing it, because Coach Patton has never done this before. Refs are having a conversation. The ball went 10 yards, so I don't think that's in doubt.
Definitely. It was beyond the midfield stripe, which is where it has to go. Their officials are discussing what's going on. Is there a flag down that we don't see?
Somebody must have been offsides.
We shall see. The offense, the Bryant offense is on the field.
I think he was still fixing to signal the Hornet ball. I think you cannot advance it.
That's it. Where did he pick it up? And they're going to mark it where he picked it up at about the 46. You can't advance an onside kick like that in high school ball. At least that's the ruling here. I don't. It did indeed, because Bombeck picked it up in stride at the 47, and that's where the Hornets will start their offensive series with 5:30 left in the first quarter, or in the first half. Bryant already leading 35-0 over the Pine Bluff Zebras. An onside kick because Pine Bluff have been making so many fine returns. Hand off to Matt White, and he is tackled, and after a pickup of maybe a yard. Once again on the tackle, McClinton, who's had quite a good game for Pine Bluff.
Rob, when the ball is bouncing well, it sure does. And man, I want to tell you, we've been broadcasting now for 4 years. I've never seen so many big plays go in the Hornets' favor almost in the whole season.
It has been a golden night, I'll tell you that. The first half, we've still got a half to play, and a lot can happen, but it's been a splendid evening so far. McCoy with a shovel pass to Farmer. He loses control of the football. It's loose, and who's got it? The ball is at the 42.
Farmer is reaching back for it. I don't know if he got it or not.
They did. Josh Farmer pulled it back in a scramble there at the 42-yard line. He did a great job of picking up yardage, but
listen, the Hornets need to maintain their intensity, and the Zebras need to maintain their poise.
3rd and 5 at the 42 for the Hornets. 4:29 left to play in the first half. They're at the Pine Bluff 42. McCoy calls the play. He's got double wideouts either side. Matt White, the lone setback. He's back to pass. Looks down the middle. He's got a man. Ruff at the 30, 25, 20, and down at the 15-yard line where he's pulled down from behind. And I tell you, Pine Bluff cannot cover.
They can't stop that slant. That slant's going to be open every time. He's able to find that receiver. And if they can give McCoy protection, he's going to pick him apart tonight.
27-yard gain on that one. It's a 1st and 10 at the Bryant 15, at the Pine Bluff 15. Still 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first half.
Rob, I wouldn't have believed this score in the whole ball game, much less a half, as it was before the game.
No, sir. As optimistic as I was about this game, I never dreamed it'd be like this. McCoy goes for the fade route to Jamison, and it's incomplete as the Jamison collided with the defender, Rico Akins, and the ball fell incomplete in the right-hand corner of the end zone.
Now, Rob, the Zebras, the last couple of times we've seen that fade thrown, have had great defense on it, and they've adjusted to that, and they're going to have to adjust to that slant if they got any hope to stop the Hornets tonight.
Jamison and Wallace set out to the right side, Brown and Farmer to the left. McCoy looks down the right, the ball is tipped and incomplete. Wallace almost got up to it anyway. The ball flew high in the air and fell incomplete.
And he was going to throw it to Wallace, too, and he was open once again, breaking across the middle. Now, I would expect the Zebra coaches to take care of that at halftime and make some adjustments to be able to knock that pass down, which all you got to do is change your coverage, but when you change your coverage, you open up some of the running that Hornets have.
Or some other pass pattern.
That's right.
You either got to cover the fade or the slant. If you're going to play man-to-man, one of them's going to be open.
But, Rob, you got to cover somebody. You got to stop this bleeding that's going on if you're on the Zebra sideline.
It's a
and the Hornets are just saying, pour it on, baby.
3rd and 10 at the Pine Bluff 15-yard line. Hornets with the football, sends Farmer in motion, so it brings 3 wide receivers to the right side. McCoy jumps up, throws, and it's incomplete. Dropped by Farmer at the 10-yard line. McCoy did a great job under pressure getting the ball away. Farmer was open enough that he was looking to run with the ball before he brought it in, and it's going to bring up a 4th down, and looks like a field goal attempt will be in the offing here.
Farmer was smelling that goal line, wasn't he, trying to take off? You see that in every level of football. Now, Rob, for a soccer kicker, they're almost dead straight right in the middle of the field, and they would always rather be a little bit to the right-hand side so they can kind of hook the ball in.
The ball will be marked at the 22. It'll be a 32-yard field goal attempt with 3:55 left to play in the first half. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick a little low, and off to the left. It's no good. So the Pine Bluff Zebras have dodged that bullet, and the score remains.
The explosion ever occurred. I still don't know if anybody even knows it. Pine Bluff, by the way, has not completed a pass. Had 11 attempts with 4 interceptions.
And off up the middle. This is Goins, and he's going to get out to about the 25, maybe the 26. They started on the 20 after the missed field goal. Right back, that's Donatello Smith on the carry, 5-yard pickup.
Rob, with 3:40 and counting to go, the Zebras need to get in the locker room for halftime if you're on their side of the football, and they just need to run this ball. That's what they do well. They need to get some kind of flow to the offense to set them up for a great comeback in the second half.
Again, Bradley, a handoff to the tailback. That's Smith, and he gets maybe 2 yards. Almost a late hit there by McClellan.
McClellan is very close to it. That's what I mean. You got to keep your intensity and play smart.
1 yard for Smith. Or Goins at it. Check that. It is Donatello Smith.
Last week against McClellan, the Zebras scored. Their offense scored only 1 time. 3 of their 4 touchdowns were all for mistakes or special teams.
3rd and 4. Hand off to the fullback, and he is stacked up and gets nothing. Maybe a yard. for, I believe that's Nelson, the fullback.
And Pine Bluff at this stage of the game has got to punt.
Yeah, you can't give it again at this point in the part of the field.
Now, I don't understand why the Hornets took a timeout here. There's 2:45 left. I don't understand that call.
Want to get the football back?
Well, they are, but they were going to get it with 2 minutes left anyway. Should be around the 45 or so. The way the punting game has been going for Pine. Well, maybe the players and the coaches would have, but not any of the fans.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an incredible night so far for the Hornets. They definitely have the ball game in hand. They definitely should, with this kind of lead, be able to pull out their first win.
Pine Bluff is going for it. Bradley is in. He's the punter, but he's also the quarterback. And here they're going to the wishbone. They're going to go for it. They need a couple of yards.
And throw for it? No, he's just going to
try to run. He's around the end, and he's got the first down and more out across the 35, close to the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 39. So Bradley just does it all himself. Faked it inside and went down the outside to the right and got the first down.
And that's only their second first down of the half, Rob. The second first down. And, man, was it ever open. The Hornets had went ahead and lined up in a punt, thinking with this kind of lead, Zebras wouldn't risk it. But, man, with this kind of lead, the ball game is very close to being out of control. They need the football. 2:39 left to go. They've got at least 2 of their timeouts left.
He's back to pass. Looks to the left side. He's got Williams, and Williams was not able to hold on to it. Bounced off the turf after he got it between his hands.
It was really close. It was a valiant effort, and that was the closest pass to being completed to a Zebra tonight. And that's their 12th incompletion with 4 interceptions. Rob, run the football. If you're a Pine Bluff team, run the football.
2:34 left in the half. 2nd and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Pine Bluff trailing 35-0 to Bryant. And if people were wondering if the Bryant Hornets were for real,
this takes care of it.
Check it out. Bradley back to pass again under pressure. Again, he tries to get it to his wideout Williams, and again, he misfires. A little too wide for Williams to get to, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 at the 39. And getting behind early did not do Bluff any favors.
Didn't do him any favors at all. Just put him in this passing thing, but right now they're helping the Hornets out. Throwing incompletions, they're stopping the clock, and Bryant's going to get the ball at 2:29, as we've seen drive tonight and a drive last week. 2 minutes is more than enough for the Hornets to be able to score, and right now, man, they are feeling it too.
Bradley under center, back to pass once again. Under pressure, Michael McClellan looking for him. Got a hand on him, got through that. Breaks out the ball. Ball is loose. Knocked out of the bounds, out of his hands at about the 39, and Pine Bluff was able to cover it, but they're going to be in a 4th and long situation now, as Bradley was kind of handling that ball like the proverbial loaf of bread.
It was, and surely, well, they're not even going to kick this one. By the way, man, it's a good thing Zebras got the ball. Brent was about to jump out of the press box on the ball.
He was going to cover it, yeah.
He was kind of like those football commercials. You know, it's football season. He's getting after it.
Well, they send Williams.
They're going to go for it, and Rob, you know, coaches make decisions all the time. I think it's too early to be doing this kind of play.
They give it on the handoff to Donatello Smith. He gets to the 45, and he's short of the first down. It's going to be Bryant football inside Pine Bluff territory. They came up nice and strong on that one and brought Smith down at the 45-yard line.
Rob, you know, 4th and 9, you know, the second half of this kind of score, sure. But right now, there's no offensive flow. They haven't found what's going to work. And they're giving the Hornets, with 2 minutes left to go, the ball on their side of the field.
It's a little early to be desperate, no doubt. But
they're,
it's fine.
They're stunned just like we all are. We have to admit it.
The Hornets with the football and 1 minute 44 left in the half. Plenty of toys in the shotgun. They're looking to add to this lead. He's looking to throw. He's got a screen pass set up, and he overthrows it, as it was pretty well covered. McCoy was drilled.
Oh, there's a flag down, and I certainly don't know what it is.
Maybe a legal receiver downfield, but they may pick it up once they decide it was a screen. We shall see. They discuss it.
You're going to have to talk about this. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think the ball was landing across the line. I'm not really.
Interference. Offensive pass interference. So
that's a killer penalty.
No incompletion there, but it's going to be a 1st and 25 as the Hornets are marked back. I think at about their own 40-yard line, and with 1:39 left to play, the yardage may not matter as much. It may just take them out of a scoring position here.
Of course, it takes the down too. Not only is it killer yardage, but it's the down.
Right. Yeah.
What the call was, Rob, as we were talking about, the Zebra defender had a shot at an interception, but the guys blocked him off of that, and you just can't do that.
Yeah. So with a 2nd and 25 at their own 40, the Hornets send trips to the left. Matt Brown, the lone wide out to the right. That's who he's going to. A short little hitch pattern at the 45, and he gets up close to midfield, so gets back 10 of that.
Well, I didn't take any chance at all. Didn't gain a yard at all, and just one little move, and he was able to get around and pick up 10 yards.
Bring up a 3rd and 15 at the 50, in a little more manageable situation. 1:20 and counting on the half. Bryant with a 35-0 lead over Pine Bluff. McCoy under center now. Drops back, throws short. Again, Matt Brown on the hitch.
If he can get around.
Almost broke the tackle at the 40. He got ahead to about the 37. So it's going to bring up a 4th and short, and they're in a kind of no man's land. Might as well go for it.
Absolutely, go for this thing. You got 2 yards to go. Should be able to pick this up. But even if they don't, Rob, they will have run off another 25 seconds of clock and be well in control of this football game.
They're down to 45 seconds. 4th and 2 at the 42. 13-yard pickup on that one. McCoy rolling, looks deep. Jamison.
That's the interference.
As he tried to come back to catch it, and there was some contact between Jamison and Williams, but they do not call a penalty. Looked like Williams was playing the man enough the ball, but they don't call it, and it's going to be Pine Bluff football.
You know, when you grab the guy on the arm, it's pretty well interference, but that makes up for one that we thought was kind of questionable just a little while ago. So we're even on the penalty department.
38 seconds. Rose on the was trailing him. Baumbeck came up and helped on the tackle as he got up to about the 44-yard line. A pickup of 2. No, let's check that. We're out to the. They had it at the 37.
Once again, Rob, it's just what we're talking about. See, if they can turn the corner, they're going to get at least 5 yards.
They picked up 7 yards on that play out to the 43.
Trying to hurry up to make
44.
sure they get this play off. Should be the last one of this half.
And they run Bradley around in. He breaks the tackle, breaks another one, still up. He's across midfield, inside Bryant territory. Then he's piled up at around the 44-yard line, dragged down, and that's going to be the end of our half. For halftime score tonight, check this, Bryant 35, Pine Bluff nothing.
Why don't you say that one more time, Rob, in case somebody's just tuning in. I want to make sure they get it.
Bryant 35, Pine Bluff nothing at the half.
Johnston's Maytag Benton. The new location, now at 1423 Military Road next to the new post office in Benton. But we've still got the best appliances, parts, and service you've known for over 20 years. We sell, repair, and service all makes and models. Check out our gas grill selection, sewing machines, televisions, vacuum cleaners, and much, much more.
If we don't have it, you probably don't need it.
Now at 1423 Military next to the new post office in Benton.
Location, location, location. These are 3 of the most important words in real estate, and Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is one of the most experienced real estate agencies in Saline County. Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is part of a nationwide network of real estate firms that have combined resources to give you the advantage of our local expertise, plus the benefit of our nationally recognized and respected name. So remember, when it comes to real estate, come to Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden.
The holiday season is here again, so let Croft Jewelers offer you something your loved one will never forget. Jewelry with a unique design. Jewelry custom made to fit your desires. Plus, a lifetime guarantee on all diamond jewelry at Croft's. All this, plus a price you cannot afford to miss.
Hi, I'm David Croft. At Croft Jewelers, we emphasize quality, service, and selection, and we guarantee it.
Croft Jewelers, Little Rock, North Little Rock, and now in Benton to better serve you.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil.
I wonder what would happen on our mattress.
John, we don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
Individual pocketed coil springs to reduce movement and help give
John,
you undisturbed.
we don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
How much less movement will you feel on a Simmons
John,
Beauty
we don't.
Only Simmons has the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Katie?
Whoa!
Save up to 50% on Simmons Beauty Rest, all sizes on sale. Ferguson's in Benton next to Walmart.
BTS, it's back to school.
At Benton Bryant Karate for Kids Family Center, it's back to fun. Karate is great for kids. Build self-esteem and confidence. Learn self-defense and more at Karate for Kids.
BTS.
Want to do this? We'll show you how. Get started today with our back-to-school special, just $19.95.
BTS, it's back to school.
Benton and Bryant's Karate for Kids. Balloonatics in Benton is the largest balloon and gift store in Arkansas. You'll find more than 700 different balloons for all occasions, but that's only the start. Balloonatics also has candy bouquets, custom-made gift baskets, hundreds of soft, cuddly stuffed animals, a big selection of over-the-hill gag gifts and party supplies. Balloonatics is your Thai Beanie Babies official club headquarters. We do custom decorating for any event, and we deliver from Glen Rose to Little Rock. So what are you waiting for? Join the fun with Pat Gibson and her friendly, courteous staff at Balloonatics.
Surprised to see an onside kick right here from the start.
Well, I would be doing that. I don't know, Rob, with the team speed that they have, they could pin the Hornets back. So really, they can't afford, I don't think they can afford to give the Hornets the ball on the 50-yard line yet to start the half. Do you, really?
Well, they got by with it a couple of times there late in the first half. Bryant had two possessions inside Pine Bluff territory at the end of the first half and was unable to score, though they threatened.
Well, it's still amazing what happened when the Hornets finally made that one pass play, and suddenly the whole offense seemed to kick into gear.
They did.
And they couldn't do anything wrong. But those first two series that they had the ball, they couldn't do anything right. They were losing ground.
Looks like, no, it's not Williams that's kicking. It looks like it's going to be Richard Stewart who will do the booting. He was off to the side fixing his shoe.
Man, when's the last time you ever saw a kicker tie up his toe, buddy? That's from 20 years ago.
You don't see many straight-up kickers either. Straight down the pipe, and he kicks it away. And Jonathan Jameson's going to catch it about the 13, up to the 20, 25, 30, and out close to the 35-yard line. So a good return from the sophomore, Jonathan Jameson, and the Hornets are back in business.
Rob, they wanted to try to pin them back there so they can get the ball in a decent field position. Good run back, though, took care of that already. If they don't lose yardage at all, Pine Bluff won't get the football back. If they do, it'll be interesting to see what kind of confidence the Hornet offense comes out with. You think they have any right now?
I think they might. 35-0, Bryant with the lead over Pine Bluff. We're just starting the second half.
Notice two linebackers now.
A little shift in things. McCoy to throw, and he's completed it. Nice catch by Jameson. Kind of a shoestring catch, and he's up across the 45-yard line for a first down. Well, again, that little slant.
Yeah, a little slant to hitch, and they're just showing again. They wanted to see what the Zebra coaches adjusted to, but, man, it's still going to be open. You take an inside route, and most of the time your defender is going to be behind you, or either behind you, trailing you, or just behind you. It's a really pretty safe pattern if you get the ball off.
And if the linebackers aren't in the way.
Right, yeah, that's the key. But playing with only two, and if they come up to the line, you've got it pretty well open.
We've got double wideouts to the right side. Handoff quickly inside to Matt White. He's hit just as he got the ball, still able to fall ahead for a yard or so.
Well, he wasn't able to get his feet underneath him, or he'd have had some room. He'd cleared the line.
Give him one. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 at the Bryant 47-yard line.
Rob,
they have not had to use Luke Brown much. Been able to rest his shoulder.
Which is very good because El Dorado is going to notice this score next week, too.
Josh Farmer in the backfield with White. And McCoy rolls right, looks. He's got a man. It's Wallace, and a completion at the Pine Bluff 43-yard line. We do have a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Lineman downfield again, according to Bryant. And that would be, again, 2 times tonight that has happened, which has kind of surprised me on the kind of rollout pattern that they would have, that the lineman would be across the line. But that's what the call is going to be.
Instead of the first down, we do have a lineman downfield, and they'll mark it off against the Hornets.
Last time this penalty occurred in the first half, they were able to overcome it. But, man, that's a lot of yardage to chew up.
Actually, this one's just a 5-yard penalty.
I'm sorry, I didn't see a signal then. It must have been something else. Brent, do you see the signal? Oh, the other one was pass interference. We were getting confused. It was pass interference in the first half.
So what we have is a 2nd down and 14 at the 42 for Bryant. McCoy in the shotgun now on the blitz, but they get around it, and the throw is just a little wide of Jonathan Jameson, who is open back up and around the 42 of Pine Bluff. Just a little wide of him that time as McCoy was rolling right, had plenty of time, but he throws incomplete, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 14. Just started second half, Bryant with a 35-0 lead over the Pine Bluff Zebras.
Hornets would love to get this touchdown and keep that clock moving. This is probably going to be the slowest 12-minute quarters the Hornets have seen in a few years.
3rd and 14. They're at their own 42. McCoy sends out wide receivers, double wideouts to the right. Actually, with Farmer in the slot, there's 3 to the right. Matt Brown, the lone wideout, to the left, and looks like the fade may be open to that side to Brown. McCoy goes down the middle, however, and throws an interception. Aeneas Williams picks it up at the 45, and he returns it into Bryant territory at the 30, down inside the 20, and that's where it's the 30, actually, down inside the 40 to the 30, and now a flag late.
I don't know if it's a late hit or what, Rob. Something came in there, and usually that's what it is on that kind of situation.
It's an overthrow on the pass play.
Or with that kind of run back, when you cut back, sometimes you'll see some blocking get out of line, but they're talking to the Zebras. And this is exactly the way that the Pine Bluff team wanted to start second half. They get a turnover, a face mask call, right?
That is a mask. Add that to it, and Pine Bluff will have their best field position of the night at the Bryant 26-yard line.
Rob, everybody in the stands know this football game's not over, and so the Hornet defense needs to bow up here. They like seeing that goose egg up on the board. Now, if I'm on the Pine Bluff sideline, you need to run the football in. You only got 25 yards to go. You need to run it in.
Second turnover for the Hornets. Bradley's in at quarterback once again. They played they long pass into the end zone, and it's incomplete. They had an open receiver, Surratt, but the ball was thrown too far inside for him and falls incomplete. They tried to play their starting quarterback, Melvin Thomas, who's been sidelined with a groin injury, but he was very ineffective, and Bradley's back in at quarterback. That time he threw too far for Surratt to get to it. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 26.
Bombeck was back there. If he'd taken another step, he would have been able to get a hand on the ball. And
double wideouts to either side for Pine Bluff this time, and Bradley looks to throw. Again, it's incomplete as he underthrows this one, and a shoestring attempt was made by Scott Wesley, but he was unable to hold on to it, and Pine Bluff has yet to complete a pass tonight. That's 14 of them, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so, but yet to keep 15, but it's yet to complete one to themselves. Now, Rob, I'm sure the thinking on the Zebra sideline is they got to throw the ball because they got a lot of points they got to score, and they're trying to do it in the quickest time possible because they're still playing about winning, you know?
Yeah. And of course, they've had trouble running the ball.
But running wide, that's where they've made most of the yardage that they've made tonight. Big play in the ball game, 3rd and 10.
Bradley fades back to pass under pressure. He tries to run out of it, but he cannot as he is tackled for a sack. Back there to make the tackle, Sean Reynolds, who's a little slow getting up, as well as it's Aaron Mears, and he's slow to get up. They kind of ran into each other, sandwiching Bradley, and they're both a little slow. They're getting to the sideline. Looks like Mears may have hurt his shoulder.
A little bit. It's kind of hard to tell. Got a pretty good kick. 4th down, of course, obviously they're going to go for it on this kind of situation.
Lost 3 back to the 29, so it's 4th and 13 at the 29. Pine Bluff. Bradley back to pass once again. Again, he's under pressure from McCoy. Steps up, or it's McClellan, and the pass is caught, and they've got a 1st down. First reception of the night. The big tight end brought it in. That was Larry Barnes, and he's down inside the 15, close to the 10-yard line. 1st down, Pine Bluff.
Rob, that was a lifesaver pass for him. He bought enough time. I thought he was going to just take off and run for it, but the receiver was able to break open, follow through him. First time of completion. Can you believe that? The first completion in the 3rd quarter. Of course, I would have thought they wouldn't be throwing, though. Out of 16 passes, finally get one.
9:24 left in the 3rd quarter. 1st and goal at the 9 for Pine Bluff, and Bradley's throwing again from there. Pass inside, and there was a tangle there as Philip Prim was covering Surratt, and it looked like Surratt, if anybody, was going to be called for interference.
Well, Prim just shows you how you protect against a slant. You get in front of them, and when you get in front of them, they have no place to go, and the ball's going to go in front of you or the defender and leave you as the only one to catch it.
2nd and goal at the 9. Are you surprised they're throwing here?
I just can't believe
they're
this.
They're inside the 10, and they're still throwing.
Run these guys wide. They have so much speed, they turn the corner, they'll score.
One setback. They go with double wideouts either side. Barnes split out left. Again, Bradley to throw. He's got his man short. That's Williams. He's got it inside the 10, and he's in for the touchdown. Little short hitch pattern there.
That's
right. Williams caught it and was able to get it into the end zone for a 9-yard touchdown pass from Mark Bradley.
Hornets were pointing right that time. They thought the play was going to go to their right, to offensive left. He came back against that and scored. A lot of pride and tradition in the Pine Bluff program. Throwing a shutout against them tonight probably would have been too much to ask, you think?
It might have been. It is only the second time a team has scored against Bryant in the second half this season. Pine Bluff lined up to kick the extra point. Stewart knocks it through. And with 9:07 left in the third quarter, our score, Bryant 35, Pine Bluff 7.
Phillips Matty Duke Real Estate is your real estate connection for Bryant and all of Saline County. They also want to remind you it's not too late to be a sponsor of Hornet Broadcast on 93.3 FM as well as Falcon Cable. And getting ready for basketball and all the other sports coming up, you be sure to call Coach Tom Farmer at 847-5601, and he'll be glad to fix you up. That was a Pine Bluff scoring drive, went 26 yards in only 6 plays, and they were 2 out of 18 on their passes so far now tonight for 35 yards and a touchdown. Rob, on Pine Bluff side of the field, they got a point in and 9 minutes left to go in a half. Now I think that might be the onside kick here.
Well, Bryant...
Nope, not going to, the way he's walking up to it.
Yeah, it's a short kick. Going to be caught by Matt White at the 16-yard line. He's going to get up over the 25 to the 26-yard line. Almost broke through there, but that's where he was brought down, and the Hornets will be back on offense with 9:03 left in the third quarter and leading 35-7. But Pine Bluff just got on the board for the first time, and the challenge now is to get something going offensively again.
Zebras have won 56 out of 62 conference games for a reason. They know how to win football games. So the Hornets still have some work to do.
Double wideouts either side. Matt White, the lone setback behind Derek McCoy. McCoy with a short drop, looks down the middle, and overthrows again, almost intercepted again. Farmer was open, but the ball was overthrown, and Reggie Brown almost picked it off with a lot of green between him and the end zone. That's a quick way to get back in the game, too.
At least 2 or 3 touchdowns. And folks over here will start tightening up just a little bit, won't they? Defense is taking a knee this time. They weren't doing that in the first half. You think they got a little fatigue? Now, once again, the Zebras are back to this one linebacker position. The other one's really a defensive back. They can run against this formation.
McCoy looking for the fade route, and again, he just overthrows Matt Brown down the left sideline.
And he was breaking open.
The Hornets are just a little off here in the second half.
And also the clock is not moving. All these incompletions by both sets of teams.
Of course, that, you know, if you complete that, big business again. Third and 10 at the 25. The Hornets on their own end. They lead 35-7, but Pine Bluff has just put their first points on the board here early in the third quarter. And we've still got a ball game. McCoy in the shotgun. Rolls out to the right, looks, he finds Wallace, and the ball is caught and caught. Michael Wallace with a fine catch on the sideline for a first down out at the 38-yard line. He touched it with his left hand and then pulled it in just before stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, it was, he was juggling it. Now, whether or not he had control, the Hornets going to get the call, but it was a great catch nonetheless. It was a great catch and a big first down for the Hornets. They really needed that. Keep possession, keep the clock moving, march on down the field, see if they can answer this score.
First and 10 at their own 38, and it was an important reception and an important first down for Bryant. A little of the momentum slipping away from them there a little bit, and then they grabbed it right back. McCoy with double wideouts either side, calls the play. Short drop, looks down the middle, and it's overthrown again and again, almost intercepted by Reggie Brown. He's jumping up and down.
Rob, they're sitting there secondary. Apparently, their 2 safeties are going to just flow to the football on that and try to pick one of those off. And they're very likely going to get one if that continues because they've had their hands on a bunch of balls so far.
And then Derek's had open receivers. The ball's just getting away from him a little bit, and he needs to just bring it down. And
it's a little overthrowing like he started the ball game tonight, I think. It'll come back. It'll come back.
To the short side of the field. He gives on a handoff on the draw to Matt White, and he breaks it for a first down across midfield. The 45 to the 40 before he's rolled down by Brown. Reggie Brown at the Pine Bluff 39-yard line. Nice change of pace there. And Matt White running authoritatively.
Man, you knew he was going to make some yardage when Farmer was leading the block, and both of them broke the line of scrimmage without running into anybody.
23-yard run and a first and 10 for the Hornets at the Pine Bluff 39. And a few of those will go a long way. 8:39 left in the third quarter. Bryant with a 35-7 lead and the football. McCoy in shotgun, and again, he goes to White. Same play, same result. First down inside the 30, down close to the 25.
Unbelievable, isn't it, Rob?
Change of pace with the running game, and all of a sudden the Hornets are picking up yardage in chunks.
It's like the Zebras don't know what's coming, and they're just trying to react to what's happening instead of having a plan right now.
13-yard pickup down to the 26-yard line. 27 maybe, just inside the 27. They'll have to get to the 16 for a first down, so we'll call it the 26. Matt White on 2 straight runs, picks up big yardage. Again, McCoy in the shotgun. They fake that play, and it helps. There's a pass into the corner. Matt Brown, the 4-yard line. Did he get it in? Yes. Beautiful catch by, it was at the 4-yard line. Matt Brown is down, but he caught it with a diving catch. Beautiful catch.
Beautiful catch, Rob. When it's going right, it's going right. The defensive end bit the fake. You called it well. When you said they faked that little play again, he bit on that, and that gave Derek enough time to be able to make that throw. And McCoy hit his receiver. Man, when it's going well, it's going well, isn't it?
It's a beauty. It was a beauty. And a first and goal at the 4-yard line for Bryant. And the Hornets with 8:09 left in the third, hoping to add to a 35-7 lead. And they've got 4 downs from the 4. McCoy under center this time. Rolls out to his left, looks to throw into the corner. Wallace can't hold on as he's hit, and it falls incomplete.
Well, right on his fingertips. Rob, McCoy's went over 300 yards for the game tonight. Can you believe it?
There's your player of the week in the state.
Oh, it will be. I guarantee you. All the Hornets are going to get awards for this game.
There's still a quarter and a half to go. And that's the offense.
317 yards.
Got to be closing in on 1,000, too. 45 more yards for 1,000 for Derek McCoy.
For the season, not the game.
For the season, yeah. He rolls to his right, looks and throws under pressure and overthrows Matt Brown. Took a hard hit from the linebacker on the blitz there. Coming in to belt him was Marcus Neal. And going to bring up a 3rd down and goal.
Had to throw really before he wanted to.
Well, this is where you'd be tempted to use Luke Brown, but they've been able to get by without him playing.
They don't need to with that sore shoulder.
He doesn't even have his pads on anymore. He played maybe 1 or 2 plays, and when the score got big and he came out, they're going to rest him. Matt White, of course, has done a great job in relief last week and this week. Hand off to White up the middle, and he's going to be caught and hauled down. It looks like he may have actually even lost a yard, so they're going to try the field goal attempt.
And they really need to make one of these field goals, Rob, kind of build some confidence for future games. Matt tried to slide a little bit sideways to be able to get in there, and he just couldn't get free from line scrimmage.
4th and goal at the 5. Josh Alt will come in to try the field goal. He sets the tee down at the 13-yard line, so it'll be a 23-yard field goal attempt.
A little closer to this side, Rob. Should be a little bit easier kick.
Farmer with the hold. Kick is up. It's high enough, far enough, and good. So Josh Alt adds to the Bryant scoring fest. Our score with 7:25 left in the third quarter. Bryant 38, Pine Bluff 7.
And Rob, this has got to rank pretty high on the Hornets list of football successes if they're able to maintain the lead.
Yeah, the Conway game, winning that the first start of the season, I was thinking was probably the biggest game Bryant's ever won because of the importance of this point in the program they are.
Oh yeah.
But this will top it.
This has to top it. You know, beating Benton is sweet because of the rivalry that we have with that community.
Sure.
But this is just significant for the program.
Yeah. Harbert will kick off since Alt did the field goal work, and Nick knocks it down to about the 14. That's where Williams picks it up. He's up across the 25, the 30, breaks it back into the middle of the field, and he's out to the 35 before he runs into a pile of Hornets, and the pile gets scrummed out to the 38, kind of like a rugby scrum there for a moment, but that's where he's going to be brought down.
Rob, that's pretty good. A rugby scrum, that's a good word, and that's exactly what it looked like. But, you know, he almost had to look like he was wanting to hang the ball. It should be a late hit or so with so much going on, or a face mask or something. It's a face mask again. The 5-yard variety, Rob.
They'll mark it off from the 38. So a 24-yard return plus the 5 of the mask penalty gives Pine Bluff 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
We have Derek McCoy, by the way, for the Hornets, 19 out of 34 passing for 317 yards, 17 yards.
The Hornets leading 38-7. They answered Pine Bluff's touchdown with a drive for a field goal. Now Pine Bluff back on offense. Mark Bradley, the quarterback. Got the lone setback is Nelson. He's back to pass. Looking. He's got a man open. Williams open at the 50. He's got it. He gets across the 45 and muscles his way to about the 48-yard line before he's pushed back. Where they'll mark it, his forward progress, we don't know, but we'll check it. Jones and Prim, Rose were there to push him back, and looks like it's going to be marked at the 44.
Zebras are wanting to show they have a passing game as well, a short passing game. It must have been a breakdown in defense because he was so wide open.
A 13-yard pickup and a first down for Pine Bluff. Into Bryant territory. They trail it 38-7. Mark Bradley back to pass, and now flags.
I didn't see the 25-second clock, but that usually is the one that would be called there.
Michael McClellan has been pressuring Bradley on the last few plays.
No, it's going to go against the Hornets.
Must have jumped offside. For him to stop the play on a defensive penalty, that's what it has to be, and it is. Offsides Bryant. So it is a 1st and 5 at the 39-yard line of Bryant. Pine Bluff's got it. 6:50 left in the third quarter. Pine Bluff trying to make up a 31-point gap against Bryant. 38-7, Bryant over Pine Bluff. Zebras have been in the passing mode lately. They would go to the I now. I formation behind Mark Bradley, the quarterback. Fakes to the fullback, option right. He gets to the corner, and he's going to pick up first down yardage and get down inside the 30-yard line, close to the 27. See where they mark it.
You know, that is vintage Pine Bluff Zebra football there. Try to get to the outside, and he had a pitch man. Actually, I think if he'd pitched the ball, he might have scored.
Hornets really put the stops on all of Pine Bluff's running game early, and they've kind of gone away from it. That time they picked up a first down with a good pickup to the 28. 11-yard gain on the option with the quarterback keeping.
Going back to that one back, looks like they might be trying to throw this thing in.
Double wideouts either side. They give the handoff to Nelson, the fullback, and he breaks the line of scrimmage and gets close to another first down inside the 20 to the 19. And suddenly, after some passing, the Zebras' running game becomes more effective. Of course, Bryant's defense looking a little less intense. And it's going to be just short of a first down at the 28, or at the 18, I'm sorry.
This kind of lead in this kind of ball game, it's just kind of hard. It's just kind of hard to maintain that, and boy, he better throw it now, and he did.
And it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Williams. McClellan drilled Bradley as he let go of it. The ball was online and went through the hands of Williams.
McClellan was able to break three, and buddy did he pop him. And but that was one of the better looking passes he's thrown tonight. He put some zip on the football, and that probably is why it wasn't caught.
They had a 2nd and 1, now it's 3rd and 1 at the 18. Nelson, the lone setback, double wide out to the side, 4-down territory, so they go to the pass again, and almost picked off by Chance King. He cut in front of Surratt at the 5 and went in through his hands, so it's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
Rob, why don't you not on 3rd and 1? Why don't you just go ahead and get that 1 yard? Because I guess you're confident they can get it on this particular play, but it sure opens up the defense to, make a tremendous stop in this ball game.
5:37 left in the third quarter. Pine Bluff trailing 38-7. 4th and 1 and Nelson gets the first down and inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Ran into some interference there, but was able to break it through and get the first down.
Confident they can get to 1. Knew it was a little slow getting up on that one. Clock continues to turn at 5:30 and counting.
It's going to be a long fourth quarter.
Boy, is it ever.
For Bryant fans. Especially if Pine Bluff continues to
score. Yep.
1st and 10 at the Bryant 14. Pine Bluff. Bradley back to pass. Looks, he's got his man short. The ball is stripped, though. Nice job by Shea Wrench, the safety coming up. Looks like Williams had the pass caught, but Wrench ripped it out of his hands.
The Zebras look like they're trying to copy the Hornets page book there, or playbook, aren't they? Trying to throw these little quick hitters like that. But they don't have the same slant look on it. It's like they're stop and go, hitch and go or something.
Kind of a button hook.
Yeah, button hook. That's a good phrase.
Second down and 10 at the 14. Clock stop with 5:18 left in the third quarter. Again, our score, Bryant 38, Pine Bluff 7, but the Zebras are threatening here at the Bryant 14. Bradley back to pass under pressure. Gets it away. The ball is caught at the goal line and
should have been in.
Knocked out of bounds at the 1. Good job by Bombeck, but the pass completed to Iverson. James Iverson makes the catch at about the 3 and is driven out of bounds inside the 1-yard line.
Rob, and I'll tell you what, ball game's not over. We were talking about that at halftime. Zebras score again here. They will have cut substantially into the lead and the confidence of the Hornet faithful.
First and goal at the 1-yard line. Pine Bluff trying to cut into a 38-7 deficit. Bradley, the quarterback. Lone setback is Nelson. Bradley sneaks it into the end zone, and Pine Bluff has scored its second touchdown here in the third quarter.
Which is doubling what the Hornets have given up all this season in the second half.
Yes, indeed.
They're showing you why they're ranked number 6 in the state.
Now Stewart will try to kick the extra point. The holder is Bradley. Stewart set to kick. Snap's good. Hold it, and it's a fake. Tries to run to the corner. Got Mears to beat, and did he get out of bounds? Nope, he got in the corner, just at the pylon. Bradley ran to the corner and just got in, and so a 2-point conversion this time as Bradley runs it in, and just another little chip out of the lead. It's 38-15 with 5:06 left in the third quarter, and the Hornets' work is not done yet.
Rob, that scoring drive was 9 plays, covered 57 yards. Zebras have a new intensity on their sideline. The Hornets have a new look of concern on theirs. So let's play some football, man. It's going to be an exciting finish to the ball game. You know, getting over these hills, sometimes it's hardest to get right over the top. You can climb up the wall, but then that last couple of steps is tough. And it just ain't easy, if I can use that language.
Still, I'd rather be where the Hornets are than where the Zebras are. Here comes Jamison with the kickoff return. He caught it at about the 1, and he's going to get it out to past the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Jonathan Jamison on the return, and he was getting up. He was hit hard.
Zebras had broken through the wall of defense, and there was about 4 of them lined up with nobody in front of him. He had 1 foot really back in the end zone, Rob, but the ball never made it past the line.
Yeah, he stepped back into the end zone himself as he caught it, so didn't go as the touchback. 19-yard return. Hornets with 4:59 left in the third quarter. First and 10 at their own 21-yard line, leading 38-15 over Pine Bluff. It was 35-0. McCoy with trips to the left. Hands off up the middle. It's Matt White. He breaks it across the 30, the 35, and out to the 37-yard line. A quick hitter up the middle. Right behind that center, Joe Gould. And Matt White gets a first down for Bryant.
That's the kind of play they need to continue to do. It lets them know they can still move the football, builds up confidence. Well, I tell you, the Hornets just have just a little bit more speed than they've had, and it's just exciting to watch them play.
15 yards on the pickup. They call it the 36. First and 10 for Bryant. 4:45 left to play in the third quarter. Hornets with a 38-15 lead over Pine Bluff. McCoy again to White up the middle. There's really a pileup, and he's only going to get a yard or 2. That time Pine Bluff had the pinch on.
Well, did they ever pick him up off the ground and put him back?
Give him a yard. It's 2nd and 9.
The Hornets will pass tonight, Rob? This half, you think they're going to pass anymore?
I bet they will.
How about a slant? How about that fade over there to that side, huh?
Matt Brown's coming down here to the right side. He's got lone coverage. They've got trips to the left, the wide side of the field. McCoy under the center. He'll throw the fade to the right to Matt Brown, and Matt almost got it. There was a collision, and now a late flag comes in. And I think because the player was not playing the ball, just playing the man, that's where the interference comes in. And a lot of times the officials wait to call it until they see if it's going to be caught or not.
So that has to be the call, Rob, because there wasn't any interference on the play. It was really a good defensive play. He knocked the ball out of his hands tough break for the Zebras on that one. By the way, Matt White's already gone over 90 yards. He's got 91 yards so far on the ground tonight.
A big 100-yard performance last week against Sheridan. The sophomores really stepped up nicely. This is going to give the Hornets a new set of downs, and it's going to bring them out close to midfield.
Well, also
keep across the midfield stripe.
Keep the clock working, too. So.
Be 1st and 10 at the Pine Bluff 47-yard line. 3:59 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. They have a 38-15 lead. McCoy in the shotgun, trips to the right. Hand off to White up the middle. Again, he's got good yardage across. He's got a first down inside the 30, the 20, the 15, and out of bounds inside the 15-yard line at the 13. They're coming with the rush on the outside, and that little draw up the middle is breaking big, and White goes over 100 yards for the second week in a row.
Zebras they're trying to take the slant away, and now they're going up the middle with this little draw. But I tell you, I was watching that play develop, and Josh Farmer was out there plowing a linebacker. Great block to be able to send him out there for big yardage.
33 yards on that play for Matt White. 1st and 10 for the Hornets at the 14, and this is what they needed in the answer to that touchdown.
Oh, that's most impressive.
McCoy fakes it again, and this time he gets the pass away. It's short and intercepted at the 1-yard line by Williams. He's up the sideline, 20, 30, 40. Cross midfield, Matt White slows him down, and the Hornets are able to bring him down, and there's a late hit as he gets to the 42-yard line of Bryant. A late hit comes in, and that's going to tack onto that return at the...
the Zebras have not driven excessive amount of yardage. They've been getting the ball with just short areas to go.
Well, the Hornets were in a position to add to their lead. Now they're in a position to have their lead cut into
again.
Yeah. 1st and 10 at the 27. Bryant's 27 now after the penalty. 15-yard penalty for the late hit. And Pine Bluff's in scoring position once again at the Bryant 27-yard line.
Hornets really need a turnover to kind of swing this momentum back in their favor.
Bradley at quarterback. He's going to throw again. Looking under pressure. He's going to be sacked. And there's. And Michael McClellan with the assist. Big play there, knocking him down at the 35, and there was good coverage on that play as well.
And the quarterback almost made a critical mistake and tried to throw the ball going down, and that would have been something. Great rush. What can you say?
Back at the 35 now, 2nd and 18. 2:58 left in the third quarter. Pine Bluff trying to cut into a 38-15 Bryant lead. Bradley under center, double wideouts either side. He gives up the middle to Nelson, and he breaks it across the 30, down close to the 20, inside the 15, and brought down at the 10-yard line as Pine Bluff goes with the draw play. Bobby Wynn, Shea Wrench bring him down at the 11-yard line.
They've been passing so much, Rob, the Hornets easily thought it was going to be another pass play because it was second and forever. And I still think that's what the Zebras need to do is just run their football on their side of the field. That's what they do well.
2:39 left in the third quarter, and it's almost time to get nervous.
Well, I'm already past that, Rob.
38-15. Bryant with the lead. It's a 23-point lead, but Pine Bluff has scored all 15 points here in the third quarter, and they're threatening to add to it. Bradley rolls out to the right, looks, throws, intercepted by Bobby Wynn. He dropped it at the goal line. He right to him as the Pine Bluff receiver, Iverson, fell down, and Bradley threw it right to Wynn. He couldn't hold on.
And I tell you, he'd love to have that one back, wouldn't he, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a play, what a play. Just make everybody in the stands go crazy a little bit longer.
2nd and 10 at the 11.
The thing about all these passing, Rob, they're going to have to call a timeout.
Pine Bluff does with 2:18 left in the third quarter. Pine Bluff was hammered by turnovers in the first half that helped Bryant build their lead. 2:18 left in the third quarter. Pine Bluff back out on the field. They've got a 2nd and 10 at the Bryant 11. They trail 38-15. They scored all their points in this quarter. Now we've got a penalty.
Their player moved. He's going to be 5 yards back on a procedure.
This is what really haunted them in the first half.
Oh, absolutely. Just too anxious, Rob. Just too anxious.
It'll make it a 2nd and 15 at the 16, and really the yardage at this part of the field is not as imperative, but That's a demoralizing kind of thing.
And gives coaches gray hair, too.
Nelson, the lone setback. Bradley rolls right, looks, throws short to Williams at the 9. He's inside the 5, wrestling towards the end zone, and he gets in for the touchdown. Pine Bluff scores again. Andreas Williams gets in for the 16-yard touchdown play.
Hornets made a guess. The defenders on that side of the field guessed which one was going to get the short ball, and they just guessed wrong, and they gave too much of a cushion. And the Zebra receivers and their running backs are just too strong. You're not going to deny them. And now, Rob, here we go, buddy. It's going to be a fourth quarter, isn't it?
Stewart in to kick the extra point.
As we get to it, it's taken about almost an hour for the third quarter.
They faked this last time, but and they do it again.
Same play, but
running toward the corner. This time he throws into the end zone, and it's complete for the two-point conversion, and Pine Bluff's comeback continues. It makes the score now with 2:10 still to play in the third quarter. Bryant 38, Pine Bluff 23, and a little barking over there on the Pine Bluff sideline.
Absolutely. They got all the momentum, Rob. They feel like this ball game is theirs right now, but I think the Hornets are going to respond. I would never have thought this would have this kind of offensive score from either team.
Well, the way it started, especially.
And I still don't know if the Zebras can punch the ball 80 yards consistently against Hornet defense tonight. But right now, the Hornets need to have another drive. They need to run this clock, and they need to score. They need to gain control again of the game again.
I think it's going to take another couple of scores to be comfortable. Here's the kickoff to the 4. This is Jonathan Jameson across the 20, and he is met and pushed back there. A big hit on Jameson at the 20-yard line. And that's where the Hornets will start. And that's where they've started several times. Well, it seems like they've been there all night. In the
second half that they have, but they've been able to move the football. Just little draw plays to Matt, and once again that fade route.
2:03 left in the third quarter. What was a 35-0 halftime lead is now 38-23 as Pine Bluff has mounted a comeback. Hornets with the football on their own 20-yard line. McCoy, the quarterback, he's got double wideouts to the left. Hands off inside to White, and he's only going to get a couple of yards, maybe on that one. A little different look to that play.
Different look came from the other side, and they were trying to run it back to the right.
Give him just one. Second and 9 at the 21. Hornets with the football, and we're in the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. So a lot of time left. Hornets leading by 15. McCoy gets the play from the sidelines. Close, tight coverage on all 4 wide receivers. Double wideouts either side. McCoy will throw the fade. He's got Farmer. Complete at the 40 and up close to midfield. Nice job by Josh Farmer. Close coverage, but he looked it in and kept on up the sideline. And the big completion there is the Hornets pick up a first down out to the